The Swimming Duck. One day at Nafford Station in the evening, there was a very angry but impatient duck to leave Nafford. He was not very happy. "Ugh," he said. "Where is James?" His driver looked at his watch. He could be late tonight." "Ugh. Does he ever follow the Great Western Way or something?" "Calm down, Doug," says fireman. "You do know Jane doesn't work on the Great Western Way, and he's not a GGR engine, I think." "Whatever," said Doug. "Look, he needs to be more on time. What's keeping him so long?" "Don't forget," said his driver, James now works on the mail run with Percy. You do know that, right?" "I know," said Doug crossly. "Cheer up, Duck," says coaches, which are the coaches. "He'll be here soon. You know it." Something better not be happening to him. If not, then the Fat Control will be really cross indeed. Just then they heard a whistle. "Ugh, I know who that is," said Doug crossly, and he knew who it was. The engine was coming in to platform one of the platform, and Doug was right. Came in was a panting and a tired James. James was so tired because he was so late. "Huh," said Doug. "Where were you?" "Long story," said James. "You better explain it," said Doug crossly. "Well, as you see, I was forced to take the mail train tonight. However, there was a problem. You see, the Fat Control wanted me to take a sort of a little early midnight train. Did he tell you of Cloven's Gray Sheds?" asked Duck. "No. It was at the mail depot, and I was coupled to my mail trucks and everything and ready to go." "That's weird," said Duck. "Duck, isn't it?" "I know, and I rushed all the way to get the coaches from Cloven's Gate's yard and bring them to the platform at Cloven's Gate." "So that's why you're late?" "Not only me, but the train is as well." The passengers got out and they're very cross. "This is a terrible railway," they said. "They wouldn't say that on the Great Western Railway." "Oh no," said James, "not this again." But unfortunately, James had to hear it. "We do things the Great Western Way," said Duck. "Great Western engines like me and Oliver always follow a schedule." "Well, Donald Duck and me don't have the pains like we will, but we work hard." This made James very angry. "Well, I shall have you know that this is not the Great Western Railway. Second of all, we all worked hard," said James. "No matter what we look like, what company we were built from, no what other way, we all worked hard," said James angrily. "Well, you should have followed the Great Western Way." "Enough about the Great Western Way," said James. "Why does everything have to be about the Great Western Way?" said James. "When the engine's late with a goods train or passenger train, what do you say? You're not following the Great Western Way. It's just the same thing over and over," said James crossly. "Do you have anything else to say, like the Soda Way or the Thomas Way?" "Who told you that?" asked Doug. "Thomas told us when he came to Michelle's one night 3 years ago." "Oh," said Doc, "don't remind me of that." "Doc, you need to stop with this Great Western Way thing. You're starting to annoy me. But not only me, some of the other engines as well. Probably like Gordon. You kind of did annoy Thomas as well when you're taking out the sort of Reggie Center." "Whatever," said Doc. "Just make sure you be on time if you're pulling a train next time, alright? Other engines. I just want them to follow the Great Western Way." "Look, does this look like the Great Western Way to you?" said James crossly. Do you see green paint or anything? Do you see GGRW? Do you see GWR anywhere? No. Then stop talking about the Great Western Way. Wait, this is Sodor, not the Great Western Railway, said James crossly. Now please stop. There was a long silence. Two engineers speak to each other. I shall leave now, if you want, if it calms you down. Yes, said James. Both engines stared at each other and did not say a word. And with that, when Garbo's whistled for Duck, Duck puffed away, and very cross indeed. Both engines stood stared at each other as Duck was leaving the platform with his slip coaches. They did not say anything to each any of them. They both stared at each other, and they both stopped staring when Duck was long away from James' face. The two of you were very rude to each other, especially you, Duck, said some coaches. Why me? Said Duck. Well, they said, first off, you keep getting mad when the other engines are not on time. Second of all, Jane should not get the blame. He should have. He went to the mail depot and the factory should have told him earlier. So what are you saying, the factory should get blamed? Well, yeah, probably. How could you say that, says coaches? He's your manager, your controller. How could you say that? Whatever, said Duck. James should be told earlier on, maybe like at Clothing Gate Sheds or wherever James was. Or maybe he should have told him if James was run the word. Well, oh, stop that now, said the coaches. Whatever, said Duck, as Duck pulled his coaches along their way. Ah, said James. Every single time when engine's late is late, if it has Duck, he always blame engines like me or the others, and he keeps saying the Great Western Way. Ugh, why does he keep doing this to us? Said James crossly. Sometimes he needs to be put in his place. One of these days, one of us will tell the Fat Controller about this. One of these days, said James crossly. I just hope Duck learned a lesson from me. Just hope. Duck's next station was Elsbridge, but however, except James was late, Duck was late too, with James being late waiting for him and arguing with James. Henry was waiting at Elsbridge. He was waiting to take the passenger train to Vickerstown, except he does sleep at Vickerstown. Seems Duck is late. At last, Duck arrived. He puffed into the platform on Thomas' branchline platform. Henry was puzzled by this. Why you look so angry, Duck? He asked. Well, Henry, said Duck crossly, James was late because he was forced to take the mail train with Percy, but instead he was told at the mail depot that he had to take a midnight late train. Who took over James's place? He never told me and I never asked. Anyways, so he had to go to Croven's Gate's yard to fetch the coaches and then come to Croven's Gate. And he was so late. That's why it kept you late? Well, yeah, a bit. Then me and him got into a fight. Is that why you like this? Yes, that's why we're late. Oh, what are you arguing about? It's about when I get angry when an engine's not on time, and I always get angry that not following the Great Western Way. Well, to be quite honest, James does have a point. What? You agree with him? I'm not being rude or anything to you, Duck. Like I know James could get angry a lot sometimes. Like if somebody says his paint's not good, but seriously, Duck, James does kind of have a fair point. Like every time when an engine's late with a train, you always get angry at them if you're working with them or something. Like, say if Oliver was late with a past the train, you get angry at him. Well, yes, I will say from the Great Western Way, like that time when the VIP was here, me and him they crashed into each other on a signal once, so I didn't see it. Hmm. Well, to James, like I said, James does have a point after all. I can't believe you're agreeing with him," said Duck. "Oh my goodness, Duck! I'm not agreeing with James. James, like I'm not. Well, yeah, I kind of agree with him, but seriously, see, you need to stop saying the Great Western Way or stuff. This is the island solo, not the Great Western Railway. Whatever," said Duck. Duck, I can say what I like. You're not the boss of me, Henry. We. I don't care if I'm the boss of you or not. No, one of these days, one of us will to the back control that you keep annoying us, and he will have a word with you. Then I should stay on the Great Western Railway. But then, and maybe you should, said Henry. You should be ashamed of yourself what you're always doing. Like, you kind of like act like Samson when he wants to follow the right ways and he fails. Sometimes you do it as well. How could you say that about the Great Western Railway? For all your life, Ducks, keep the Great Western Railway out of this. Just keep it out of this. When an engine tells me this, Henry, sometimes I think I never wanted to consult her. That's your own fault, said Henry. You keep on saying this, it's your own fault. And with that, Henry puffed away. Duck was still a bit angry. He was still a bit angry what Henry said, and he thinks, and Henry agreeing with James. I never act like crazy like Samson is. Samson does make a lot of mistakes. To me, well, of course, I still remember my first day with the engine telling me in person what to do, but still, I will follow the Great Western Way's rules, not Solo's rules. Well, there's no need to be rude again, said the coaches as they were leaving Yale's bridge. We were rude to James, now being rude to Henry, and Henry should have a fair point. Well, agreeing with James, and we kind of agree with James after all. I thought you might, said the duck. Do you see Oliver and the twins? Something like that? Even Toad? Well, not really, said Duck. Then why do you act like this? Whatever. You be quiet now, said the coach. What do you think about it? Whatever, said Duck. Duck's next station was Crosby. However, there was something wrong with Duck. As the driver was going to apply the brakes, they didn't stop. They just kept going on and on. What the? Said Duck. What's going on? His driver watched. You can't stop. Your brakes are jammed. You could be a runaway. Oh no, said Duck. Duck, slip coaches, you must put on your brakes now. So that's what they did. They put on their brakes as hard as they can. Duck was panicking. Don't worry, said slip coach, you'll be alright. I'll whistle to signalmans. Duck blew his whistle to make sure signalmans know and the passengers will know and other engines as well. However, it was a good thing Duck was not sent on the 9 through Golden Hill. Instead, the signalman switched them on to the 9 that leads through Henry's tunnel, except that was a shortcut going to Golden Hill. In fact, Duck was going to try and stop at Wellsville, where he was. However, Sebby the runaway, the signalman had to switch them over to the shortcut through Henry's tunnel and to Wellsville's scrapyard. Except Duck is in fact a runaway. And don't want him getting stuck on Golden Hill. If he does, the train could roll backwards down the hill. and make it much more worse. In fact, he could crash on the two bends. But at least nothing bad happened yet. Duck was still a runaway. Help! I can't stop! The coaches, which are the flip coaches, applied their brakes. They were doing their best, but they were slow. Duck kept blowing his whistle to warn people, especially signalmans. Spatter and Dodge were having a little rest at Scrappy before heading back to the quarry, and they saw Duck as a runaway. Wait, Spatter! Dodge! Help! We can't, they said. So, we're on our way back to the quarry in a minute. Well, you can't go to the quarry. It's because down runway and you can't move. Oh, they said. Well, thanks for telling her. No problem. Just then, Duck was switching on some track. That's weird, said Duck. Where am I going? I mean, suddenly, his driver knew they were going. We're going through the docks, he said. London docks, said Duck. I hope all the engines are out of the fireman so they don't crash. Oh no, help, said Duck. Luckily, there was no passengers on board except it was a midnight train, of course, and Duck and sub coaches were A-OK with no passengers on board, so nobody can get hurt. We need to stop. Duck Bruce was the train, noticed all the engines that were there. Inside the Brendan docks, the Chinese breakdown cranes were busy helping out by cleaning a little mess up, and Henry and James were there also having a little help. And Henry and James having a discussion about Duck. I'll tell you something now, James. That Duck is always moaning about an engine's late. I agreed, said James. He'd be put in the spot once more. I think we should have the back control on him. Agreed, said Henry. However, the two engineers about what was coming. All of a sudden, James and Henry had a jump. The Duck and flip coaches raced past them. Help! They said. Oh my goodness, said Henry and James. That was a fighter. Just then, Henry remembered something. Oh no, said Henry. What was it, said James? I forgot. Well, remember the sea place I crashed into? Yeah, I heard about it years ago. What about it? Well, just to let you know, no, it's up there on Duck's line. What, said James? It's good for you about Chinese breakout claim because he's gonna crash into them. Is there any points we can switch? Yeah, about that we can. We got to stop him, said James. However, Duck didn't knew this. He was puffing down. He'd keep on going with zip codes behind him, pretend. Well, soon, him and his driver saw. Okay, one more last try. They put on the brake, nothing happened. However, luckily, the zip coach was uncoupled from Duck and the Duck crashed in the water. Luckily, after Duck's accident, James and Henry raced over. Duck, they said, you okay? I'm okay, said Duck. Henry took the slip coaches away, drove and put them on the docks and on Brendan dock sidings, while James helped to get Duck out of the water. So even though his firebox was now drowned. Soon they got Duck out of the water and brought him to the Great Western Sheds. Arthur was there. He was very impressed. But I feel sorry what happened. Well, you two must have an adventurous story. However, Duck had a sad face. He looked at James and Henry. Henry, James, he said, I'm sorry I was so rude to you guys. I just don't know what got into me all these years. I am sorry. Do you forgive me? Yes, they said we do. And I think you two say something as well, don't you? Henry and James knew Oliver was right. Yes, we're sorry we were angry you duck. Could be friends again? I forgive you guys, said Duck. It was really my fault. If I wasn't late, said James, none of this would never happened. All four engines laughed. However, James and Henry's fireman driver came up to them. We got bad news, you two. It's a bit late for us to head back to Vickers Town, Henry, said his crew. Same thing with you, James. It's a bit late for us to head back to Cloven's Gate, so we had to spend the night here. Me and the crew can find a hotel. Okay, said James and Henry. Hey, at least there's some room for Donald and Douglas. Yeah. Where were they? I think they're out on a good run or something, said Oliver. Anyways, at least you two are all now friends again. And first starts a Duck. Said Henry. Do you feel that? Feel what, said Duck? No argument! And no great western way. Wait, talk, said James. Oh, yes, said Duck. The way it should be.